kick for the schools and the streets. He's fighting the fight with a heart full of passion. He's igniting the night. Gerard on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. From the jazz in the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerard on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerard on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. In the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerard on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerard on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerard on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, tuning out, let the truth resonate. With Gerard on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerard on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, let the truth resonate. With Gerard on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
I ain't heard that in so long, I ain't know what it was, Jay. I was like, whatever song that is, this the bomb. Oh, he talking about me. Duh. What's up, good people? How y'all are? It is Friday. Glad to have you as part of the conversation piece on today. Hopefully on any other given day, you are listening as well. We'll be here for the next couple of hours to talk a couple of things and make sure that you get ready for the weekend. Everybody's talking about it is Jazz Fest weekend, or it is the Strawberry Festival weekend. I'm just glad to know that we got some real good weather out here. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So
it is not Jazz Fest.
Not Jazz Fest. What'd I say? Oh,
Jazz
First Quarter Fest. I'm sorry, bro.
Come on, you know you can't make those type of mistakes.
Well, you know,
I
somebody
don't need all them people trying
anyway.
to come to the Seventh Wall right now.
Somebody's,
All them people trying to come raid the Seventh Wall right now, looking for the Jazz Fest.
Them people be in there, don't they, though? Well, it's coming soon, so get ready. What? That's in 2 weeks. The first weekend.
Exactly.
About 3 weeks.
Exactly. Don't rush it. Don't rush
it. Man, I love Jazz Fest. I like to go. I don't know if I like to go. Well, okay. I'm going to tell the truth. That Crawfish Monica, man, and that damn strawberry lemonade be calling me, bro. Be calling me.
It's them stuffed mushrooms for me.
It be calling me, and I be like, I'm going to be good. I ain't gonna have all that cheese and them daggone pasta and that strawberry lemonade. I'm not gonna do it.
That lemonade do be on point.
I'll be right up in there in the line. It'd be like next. Like, brother calling you, going up there. Hurry up.
But you know what what I don't understand?
What?
Is the people that be out there really drinking.
Really drinking?
Yeah, really
It'd be
drinking.
hot as which.
I know. I
can't
did-
do it.
I did that like once, like in my younger years.
Mm-hmm.
Never again.
Did you say your younger years?
Younger years.
You just proving my point. I told you it was old. In your younger years.
It just means that I'm older. I'm
Old.
still not old.
Old. Mm-hmm. Can't do what you used to do, can you? I can't drink either in the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't really
passed
like.
out.
I don't really like going to Jazz Fest unless it's like somebody that I really really know.
Uh,
You know, I like going in, but like just to go, like people that go every week,
mm-hmm.
every day, I can't do that.
No.
But I do like performing. They you know.
I'm immediately gonna check the stages. I can tell you what I used to do though. I used to go. First thing I used to do, I was kidding, but I wasn't kidding about the crawfish Monica and the lemonade, the strawberry lemonade. But I would also have to go to the U.S. Mail site because the U.S. Mail would have a site out there, so you could buy your T-shirt, you could buy your Jazz Fest poster, and just walk up to them, and you can mail it to yourself.
So you don't
Have to carry it.
Yeah.
So I used to go out there because they would have, and I have so many of these now, that they would do the official Jazz Fest envelope and stamps. And on those envelopes, they would have like Ernie Cato, the Neville Brothers. There has been several of them. Charmaine Neville. Let me see who else. I collect those, and I have probably right now I probably have about 40 or 50 of them, and they number them, and you can buy them for. Everybody's like, you buying an envelope for $20? You got to really see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna actually bring a couple of them so you can see what I'm talking about. But they make them specifically for Jazz Fest, and so I would buy them and collect them. And over the years, it's interesting because I was talking to somebody when they were like, "Do you have those things?" I was like, "Yeah, I got them." So that $20 investment for those cachets, because that's what they call them, cachets. If you look them up now, so I have the one from 1989, 1990, in the 90s. I have all of those. And if you look them up, they worth some money. A lot of folks are collecting them. I didn't know many of the folks were collecting them, but a lot of folks are collecting them. And I have two of them that are worth like $300 to $600 today. So I'm like, we're going to keep these.
Yeah.
Because they're going up in value. They are going up in value. So that's what I do when I go out to Jazz Fest. I eat crawfish Monica, got to have it.
And then you go get your poster.
Nope. I got to go and have the strawberry lemonade. Got to have it to wash it down. And then I'm headed over to the U.S. Mail Service. But last year when I went, they didn't have them. So, my feelings was hurt. I don't even know if they make them anymore. But I've got them I've had them, and I still have them. And one of my buddies used to work at the post office, so she helped me get a couple of ones that I had missed. And that was Dawn. Dawn helped me get them a couple of times. So you either have to special order them or get them online now. So I was like, man, that's what I would go to Jazz Fest for. Get me the ones on the Jazz Fest lot. And then I would get a poster and probably a T-shirt. Other than that, everything go to the food. All the monies go to the food. Got to have it. I got to have me some crawfish Monica. And then I was interested because somebody said, you come all the way out here for crawfish Monica? Them noodles with that crawfish and that cheese? I'm like, yeah, don't forget to throw the hot sauce in there, baby. Don't forget to throw the hot sauce in there. They're like, Gerard, you don't know how to make that? Like, nope. They're like, man, that's Velveeta. Is that Velveeta?
You're oversimplifying, bro.
Is it though?
I
Because
mean,
if it is, I'm going to give me some Velveeta. I'm going to try to make it.
I mean, probably. I mean, it's cheese. So I mean,
It's cheese.
so yeah,
but
you
I
can
don't
use
know what type
Velveeta.
of cheese it is.
It's probably Velveeta, but what type of Velveeta?
Oh, there's some types of Velveeta?
What? There's different types of. You think you just gonna get you go get Velveeta and it's just.
I was going to go get a big block of Velveeta cheese,
See?
you know, in the gold
You're
thing.
ignorant.
Huh?
You're ignorant.
Yes, sir. And
They
your
got
point
different
is-
types. There's different. There's cheddar. There's mild cheddar. There's pepper jack. Swiss. I'm just saying.
Here you go.
So you have to have the proper cheeses.
You're a cheeser? Are you a cheeser?
I like cheese. Yes, I do.
I could tell. I could tell. Mm-hmm.
As long as you don't call it a whatchamacallit tree.
So what did I call it?
Yeah.
What I called it?
I call it a cheese tree.
Oh, it's a charcuterie.
Yeah, it's not a charcuterie board.
It is charcuterie.
It's a charcuterie. Yeah, full of charcuterie.
I don't think I like the way you said that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, sir. It's a charcuterie tray. You didn't know? I'm not going to even.
I'm going to just say don't try and go get a charcuterie tray
You're going to be all right.
and try and make crawfish Monica with it.
Nah, that's more meats anyway. Crawfish Monica has a smooth cheese, them noodles, and you got to put your own hot sauce in there. And the cheese has a smooth taste to it. It's not, hot or whatever. The hot sauce gives it that flavor.
There's wine that goes in it too.
Is it? You sure? You know how to make crawfish Monica. I
Yep.
think it's not that I don't trust you, bro.
You know what? I have absolutely no desire in the world to prove my point on this one because I love crawfish Monica, which when I learned about it, it was called crawfish Cherie.
We don't lie.
Yeah, yep.
I don't see it. It was called what?
Crawfish Cherie.
Oh, that's when you put sherry in it.
Yes.
That is not crawfish Monica.
Okay, well, maybe crawfish Monica is crawfish Cherie minus the sherry.
You got your women mixed up.
I might. Well, maybe one's the virgin and one's not.
I had a good joke.
Yeah,
It
we
took
gonna-
everything
For you to hold that
for
on.
me to hold that in.
Yeah, well, guess what? It's almost break time.
Is it break time?
Not
all
quite yet. You can hold it for another minute.
But I do. I'm like one of those that got to have it. So I'm gonna do it that way. But I didn't know Sherry was involved in it. I had no idea whatsoever. All right, coming up shortly in just a few minutes here, there is a big meeting that is happening today, and the Deltas are doing it, and it's a whole bunch of the who's who's going to be a part of that conversation. Well, what you talking about, Gerard? It is, let me give you the official title, the Social Action Symposium. It's a public meeting. And let me give you the folks that are going to be on there. The keynote speaker is Ashley Gaudier, the president of Policy Link. And that is happening April the 12th. I said it's happening today, but it's happening April the 12th. Is that today? No, today's 11th. It's happening April the 12th from 9 until 11:30 on tomorrow. And they're going to be joining us in just a few minutes here, as soon as we get out this commercial break, to talk about it, because they've got a who's who as far as panelists are concerned on this Social Action Symposium public meeting. We'll tell you more in just a minute, y'all. Let's take a break here and we'll come back.
That's right. It's party time each and every Sunday night at 7 p.m. on WBOK. It's the Throwback Throwdown with DJ Wick as he brings you the best in old school from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the early 2Ks. Plus, the party goes to another level at 9 p.m. with the Throwback Throwdown Party Mix to round out the night. It's the Throwback Throwdown Sunday nights at 7 p.m. on WBOK 1230 a.m. and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
The National World War II Museum. Located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans, the National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
New Orleans, if you know a young adult or you are a young adult, listen up. This is your chance to level up your future.
Job One's Young Adult Career Expo is going down April 16th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 1307 Oritha Castle Haley Boulevard.
Put on your best outfit, grab your resume, and meet employers from across the city.
Some of them might even hire you on the spot. This is your moment. Get ready with Job One.
Tell a teen, tell a cousin, tell everybody 16 and up. Register now at job1nola.org.
Paid for by the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act.
If someone asks,
Yeah!
let them know you listen to WBOK. Here we go! The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. Right before we took the break here, we tried to give you some information on what's happening tomorrow. The New Orleans alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, the Deltas, are hosting its second annual Social Action Symposium and public meeting that will be focused on empowerment, equity, and the power of the vote. That is going to happen tomorrow, Saturday, April 12th, from 9 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. at McDonough 35 Senior High School. If you need the address, it is 4000 Cadillac Street. Okay, that's 4000 Cadillac Street. Our folks from the Delta Sigma Theta operation are on the phone with us right now. Hello, ladies.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good afternoon.
Good. Welcome to the program here. You all doing some big things here.
Yes. Well, this is our second annual symposium, and we really make an effort to inform the community about what is happening in the Black community and with the Black community. And so this symposium is an important way for us to prepare for social action, because that's what our committee is about, and very much about what Delta Sigma Theta is about, social action. So this is part of our galvanizing the entire community to work with us on that.
Are we ready to have that conversation? Are folks really ready to hear the truth? I know that we get into a lot of conversations, but we try to talk about empowering the community. It was interesting. I'm sorry I'm using this as a conversation piece, but it was interesting to me that the community really stepped up with these votes as far as the last vote was concerned about the amendments. And it was interesting, not that we sit here and tell anybody how y'all felt about it. No, it was interesting to me that everybody was all hyped up because more than 13% of the community went out and voted.
Yes, well, we were really excited about that, and we were very engaged in informing the community about what the amendments really stood for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we are not able to say how to vote because we are a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization. But we wanted to, to make sure that our community understood what was in those amendments.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when we did that, along with other groups, because no one group can do everything, but I think when we did that, the community came out. And so we are encouraged because I don't know if you realize it, but New Orleans voted at a higher percentage than any other city in the state.
Right, which it was, because we went through all the precincts showing what folks were going through and voting this time. Let me apologize, first of all, because I did not give you all's just due. Because I think I am talking to the president of the New Orleans alumni chapter of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority, Miss Valencia Bro.
Yes, I'm here, Valencia Bro, and also Hetty Broussard, who is one of the co-chairs of our Social Action Committee.
Very good, ladies. I apologize. I did not give you your just due in doing the introduction here because when I see this type of symposium and the heavyweights that you have as panelists, I got excited about it. I was like, okay, cool. Let's see what they're going to talk about. What is this? So now let's get into the meat of the conversation because I want to give everybody all the information so that they will know that this is not just some Rudy-Poo conversation. You've got Takesha Davis, the CEO, president of the New Orleans East Hospital, Royce Duplessis, who's a state senator of District 5, and make sure I'm saying this correct, Asali Ecclesiastes. Am I saying that correct? The executive director of Ashe Cultural Center. Joe Geruso, who is a New Orleans City Council person for District A. Kashana Hill, who is the executive director of the Redress Movement, and Juris Doctorate. She is the Redress Movement. You also have the district attorney, who is Jason Williams for the city of New Orleans, and this is moderated by Gina Swanson, the anchor at WDSU.
That is correct. And please do not forget our keynote speaker, Ashley Gardier, who's the president of Policy Link.
Right, exactly. And also the Honorable Troy Carter, who is our congressman, as your special guest.
Yes, and I don't know if you mentioned Councilman Joe Geruso.
Yes, we did. Joe Geruso from District A. Yes, we did. So what will people expect? What should we expect from this conversation piece?
Well, first of all, I think Ms. Gardier is going to sort of set the tone with her speech. She has a broad view, not just a local view of what is going on in the United States and how it is going to impact the community, especially the changes that are being made in government. And so we hope to hear from her just some ideas about, what is happening and how it might affect us and how we need to be prepared for that. And then as we go into the panel discussion, if you notice the expertise of the different panelists, we have someone in health, someone from the city council, someone from state government, someone who, Ms. Hill, is an expert in housing. And also Ms. Ecclesiastes is more of a culturalist and community leader. So, and of course the DA in terms of what is happening with criminal justice in our community. So what we're trying to do is look at broadly what is happening to the Black community across this city and how the changes that are happening are going to impact us. And so you know that Ms. Swanson is excellent at bringing out a discussion of that nature. She's really good. And so we expect a lively discussion. And the community will be able to submit written questions. Unfortunately, there's not enough time for them to ask questions at an open mic, but they will be able to submit questions that the panel will answer.
Do we need to have more of these? Because I'm thinking that a lot of us don't get the information, and we have become a society that is so fast paced that we have probably overlooked. We social media, we influencers, but are we really paying attention to when the next meeting is? Are we listening to the issues that should be coming to us every day to kind of get us on track to say, okay, I need to vote? Are we listening to those issues?
Yes, we are, most certainly. You know, social action is actually the heartbeat of Delta Sigma Theta.
Mm-hmm.
And our mission is to make, our clear mission is to promote leadership, advocacy, and empowerment that would lead to lasting social change and impactful social policies, public policy. You know, so the fight for justice, equity, and representation is what we do every day because our community deserves it. There are so many things that are happening. Experts that we have convened tomorrow will definitely bring some things to the forefront that our community is dealing with each and every day. So, you know, the fight of what we're doing has been going on for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And these conversations need to take place over and over and over again because largely a lot of people are not getting it. You know, a lot of people are hurting. And it's these conversations and bringing these issues to light and educating and empowering our people of all backgrounds, all races, is what the fight is all about.
Ms. Burr, let me ask this question, and you might call me a chauvinist after this question, but I'll take it.
I'll try not to.
But even though that this is happening with the Deltas, you know, and I understand too that you got to ask these questions because one of the strongest voting blocks are going to be the ladies. But how do we include, and how do you include the men in this? I'm not talking about as far as your panelists are concerned, but how is this welcoming men to the table too? Because sometimes I feel like the men get left behind because they're not being taught to directly.
Well, we've had the opportunity to partner with the fraternities in the Divine Nine, as well as other civic organizations. You know, so we are bringing folks from everywhere to the table.
Mm-hmm.
We started this fight back in 1913, have continued to do what we do every day, but it's not just about females, and it's not just about African Americans, but it is about all of us. You know, so we have actually had the opportunity to work with the Omegas and work with the Alphas and the Kappas and the Iotas and work with those gentlemen who are part of civic organizations as well. You know, so we welcome everybody. You know, we're just doing what we do, right. And any and everyone who wants to partner with us, we definitely will welcome the collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just add that the public meeting is open to the public. So it is not just for women, it is for everybody. And at our first public meeting, we had many men present.
Really?
And I will say that we make an effort to invite our social clubs, our carnival clubs, cultural groups. We want everybody at the table because it's going to take all of us voting and being aware to make the changes that are going to be needed. We see some very serious things happening. Some of our civil rights are being rolled back to almost 1950 era.
Right.
So we can't ignore it. Even though we're a very social city, that's not going to save us. So we have to become more aware, and I hope that people are listening. I know that there's so much competing for everyone's attention, but we hope to have a robust crowd there tomorrow.
And also just want to also add that we're also inviting our college students. We have HBCUs in this city, and if parents or grandparents, aunties and uncles are listening, please let the young people know that we will be here on tomorrow, and we would like for them to come and participate. Because the topics that we're talking about will affect them well into the future, and we want to make sure our young people are prepared.
Yeah. Let me go to this one too, because I want to know how, and maybe this one be a good one too, because I know that when we start talking about different areas of the city, our economic strength is really not there. So, how do we get these folks that are coming from different areas of the community that have no economic strength to understand that, hey, here are the key things that we need to do for economic strength?
Well, one thing I would say is that I kind of take issue with you saying that we don't have economic
Don't take no
strength.
issue with me. Don't take no issue with me.
Well, because I'm sure you're aware of the effort that is being led by
It's urban
Total Community Action, the state of African Americans in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And as part of that, I've been going to those meetings, and they are showing that we have quite a bit of economic strength.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not using it in the right way. We have great buying power.
Mm-hmm.
And so they are really looking at a process where we begin to harness that power that we do have and channel it into our communities so that those dollars circulate more in our community.
So let me tell you what I meant by that economic strength, and I
Okay.
apologize, I was being facetious, but I mean in the point of, if I want to do shopping in my home place, in the part of the city where I live, I may have to go to another part of the city because I don't have grocery shopping. I got a food desert. I may have a desert as far as being able to get medical help, and how we improve on those things and make big business pay attention to that as well. That's the economic strength that I'm talking about as far as what we do. We do have buying power because we spend money. Oh, we spend some money. But when do we spend that money, and when do we put that as far as saying, hey, here's my economic power, and if I can't get what I need, then I'm not spending my money with you.
Well, I believe a lot of that has to do with what our mission is all about. We are working to educate people. And I think when people have a clear understanding of what we're facing, especially in this political climate, it makes a difference. It makes a difference in that it helps individuals to understand that in order for us to have grocery stores in our communities and to have decent schools for our children to go to, it's important that we get out and vote. That we make sure we understand what is actually going on, and that and for us to make those who we put in office accountable, to understand the plight of what individuals feel, because what I go through every day is totally different than what somebody else has to deal with, and that's what this is all about. Starting the conversations and having individuals to come and hear from professionals what is actually happening and where they can start to work as well.
Because
I would just
go ahead. I'm sorry.
emphasize that voting aspect that President Bro just talked about, because that's why we work so hard for every election to get our community out to vote. You will see deltas on major intersections in every part of this community, waving signs and asking people to vote. We do texting, phone banking, and canvassing. And we realize that if we vote, then we can hold our elected officials accountable. If we know they don't vote, if they know we don't vote, then they really don't have to be responsive, because we're not going to impact whether they stay in office. But if we vote, we can have some impact. So we know we've got a long way to go in that area, but we're working on it. We want to create more and more chronic voters.
Yeah, chronic voters are the key. So,
yes.
Ladies, I'm not going to hold you for another 30 minutes here, because I'll keep asking questions. You'll be like, this interview was supposed to have been over.
Well, thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
And please, everyone who is listening, please join us tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. For a robust conversation, and I know that you will enjoy it.
And that is going to be tomorrow morning at, where's that, at 35?
We will be at McDonald 35 High School. The doors open at 8:30, and we will begin 9 o'clock sharp. We want individuals to come and be engaged. As Sarah Broussard has stated, come and give us those written questions because we want to make sure we are doing our part for civic engagement.
And I know that is going to be wonderful. So we're looking for all these folks that I see on these panels are some heavyweights. You all worked on this one. So y'all got some heavyweights too. So that is going to be good.
Absolutely.
That is tomorrow.
And Congressman Carter will be there as well.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that he is going to do the charge, the call to action. So want to hear what he has to say as well.
And he has definitely been committed to what we've been doing with this Social Action Symposium because he actually was with us first on last year. And is definitely committed to the work that we're doing as well. So we definitely appreciate him.
Ladies, thank you all so much for what you do. We'll make sure that we talk about it a little bit more in the show today. So we'll have a lot of folks that are going to do it. Now, folks can get registered as well, right?
Yes, they're able to go to our website. It's dstnoa.org. That's dstnoa.org.
And even if they missed the Eventbrite registration, they can come and register on site because it is free and open to the public.
And there will be more to come?
Oh, absolutely. There'll be more opportunities. Of course, this is election season coming up, so we will probably be working with other organizations to do forums and other types of things, but hopefully this will be an annual event that we do every year.
Very good. Very good. We'll make sure we keep putting it out today so that we can get some more people registered. Also, register at, NOLA Public Meeting 2025. And so folks can go on and register there as well. So I want to make sure that we get all the information out so that there will be no excuses. It'll be a full house.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much, and keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate it, and let's follow up. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so there we go. That is on tomorrow. Keynote speaker, Ashley Gardier, president of Policy Link. April 12th, which is tomorrow, 9 until 11:30, McDonald 35 Senior High School, 4000 Cadillac Street. Register today at NOLA Public Meeting 2025. All right. We taking a break here? You want to take the break? All right, we'll take the break here. We'll come back. More in just a minute, y'all.
That's right. It's party time each and every Sunday night at 7 p.m. on WBOK. It's the Throwback Throwdown with DJ Wick as he brings you the best in old school from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the early 2Ks. Plus, the party goes to another level at 9 p.m. with the Throwback Throwdown Party Mix to round out the night. It's the Throwback Throwdown Sunday nights at 7 p.m. on WBOK 1230 a.m. and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
The National World War II Museum. Located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans, the National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Now I'm getting text messages from folks. What is that? What is that? What is that? It is the big panelist tomorrow. Boy, the second annual Social Action Symposium public meeting. So that means anybody can go. That's put on by the Deltas. It is put on the New Orleans alumni chapter of the Deltas, Delta Sigma Theta sorority. That's going to be empowering our communities through knowledge, economic strength, and the power of the vote with panelist Takesha Davis, who is the CEO, president of New Orleans East Hospital, Royce Duplessis, who is the Louisiana State Senator, District 5, our executive director of the Ashe Cultural Center, Miss Aseli Ecclesiastes. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. The New Orleans City Council, District A, Joe Geruso. Kashana Hill, the executive director of the Redress Movement. District Attorney for the City of New Orleans, Jason Williams. and it will be moderated by our very own Gina Swanson from WDSU and the Honorable Troy Carter, who is our congressional district for the congressman for the 2nd Congressional District, will be the honorable guest on tomorrow, and he will be there. So hopefully you will go and have some questions, pay attention, so we'll know where we're going next. And Miss Ashley Gardier, who is the president of Policy Link, will be the keynote speaker. That is on tomorrow. All right, and now you have it. And there you have it. All right, something else, too, that I wanted to bring up and have a conversation about. And this will probably take me all the way, not only up to the top of the hour, but we'll have more conversation in the 5 o'clock hour as well. Are you all paying attention to this so-called killing that I'm noticing the media is putting out about these twin brothers that were under a tent at a track meet, and there was a fight between one of the brothers and another black guy, a black guy from another school, and evidently the black guy stabbed the white guy of the twin brothers and killed him. And it was put out here like the black guy was just walking around with a knife and just stabbing people. Anybody paying attention to that? And this has just happened, what, last week? So a 17-year-old boy who stabbed a teen to death. Now, this is what is being told in the Daily Mail. At a Texas track meet, won't face the death penalty or life without parole if convicted of murder, according to the district attorney. Carmelo Anthony is his name. He pulled out a knife and killed Austin Metcalf, 17, at the Q Kendall Stadium last week in Frisco, after he was told he was sitting in the wrong area, according to the police. Metcalf, a star athlete, bled to death in his twin brother's Hunter's arms. The Supreme Court has said not only can you not seek the death penalty against someone who committed a crime when they're 17, you can't even get them life without parole. That would not be something that we could do even if we wanted to, says Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis. And Willis also addressed concerns about whether the case should be tried outside Collin County, and given the publicity it has been given and the division it has caused in the community. Said that we know that his lawyers would be asking for that, but we need to just let all that play out in the courtroom without commenting on whether he'd support such a move to try and avoid jury prejudice. He also added that ultimately there'll be a judge's decision to make at that time of trial. But yes, this happened in Collin County. I want Collin County citizens to be able to decide this. So Carmelo Anthony was a track star himself. And what is coming back now, I just want everybody to understand something. this issue is not just the issue of Carmelo Anthony stabbing somebody and he died. This seems to be a racial incident as well, because what's coming back from the community and also other folks at that track meet, they're saying that Carmelo, being the black guy, got under the tent because it was raining and the two twins were bullying him and getting ready to try to fight him. And he said, if you touch me, you're going to find out. So he gave him fair warning. Now, the black community in Frisco are saying that this is being played up like this boy, Carmelo, is a thug, a criminal. My question is, why are you bringing a knife to a track meet? Did something else happen? Now, the DA's comments came after a spokesperson for Anthony was forced to deny that the accused killer had been bullied by Metcalf before the fatal confrontation at the match. But what went on prior to this? Ty? Did we miss her? We missed her? All right, Ty, call me back. But what's coming to me is the fact that Carmelo Anthony, young black guy, was actually defending himself because he was being bullied. Something's going on that's wrong in this picture, and the reason why? Because Carmelo Anthony is now under what? I think that he's being charged with murder, second-degree murder. Well, guess what? He also has a GoFundMe, and that GoFundMe has over $300,000 in it right now. Somebody is saying something here, because the way that this has been portrayed is he was underneath that tent. He shouldn't have been under there. He pulled out a knife and he stabbed them boys. But that's how it's being portrayed. I'm glad that we got social media, because they're coming back on social media and saying that's not true. He wasn't just stabbed. This boy was bullying Carmelo Anthony. And I said to myself, oh boy, did we just hear one side of a story and not the other? But if you're being bullied and you're defending yourself, why is this young man's father on here, not Carmelo? I'm talking about Austin Metcalf. His father's on there saying he was a great boy. That's my son. What you think he gonna say? But the other boy's a thug. He came to a track meet with a knife. Something happened. And I don't know what it is. What you say, Mr. Elmore?
Hey, bro. How you doing?
Good. How you?
Well, when you say Texas, I mean, you don't have to be anxious and figure that out. I mean, anytime we have a black male involved with white folks, they're always going to say racial, like as though the black male, regardless of what the situation was, like he initiated the issue. I just hope that this young man has witnesses to actually what happened without the you say, I say, and people saying things and they don't know what they're saying, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. What is this scene with, I mean, they have to have witnesses on both sides.
It's got to be something on both sides. And look, now they're mad at Carmelo and the folks. They're mad at him because he has more money on his GoFundMe account than Austin Metcalf does. I'm like, wait a minute. He's got to have more money to do what? Hire an attorney? And nobody's holding a gun to somebody's head, pardon the pun, saying that they got to give. Somebody sees something. If they're giving if they're giving Carmelo Anthony a whole bunch of money to defend himself with on the legal side because they charging him with murder. What are you supposed to do?
Again, Gerard, the thing is, I mean, it's when the court finally, I know it's gonna go to court, but again, when you say Texas, I mean, I just say to myself, well, Texas has never been allies of black folks. I mean, we go way back, Texas existence. That's why Texas, if you look at history, that's why you had the Alamo, because they wanted to be independent from Mexico, because Mexico wasn't for slavery. And the Texans who became Texans from America, they went to Texas, became Texans, if you will. They wanted to have a slave state. That's where all that kicked off at,
Yeah.
Read it up. I mean, they try to make the Alamo like there was poor white folks got murdered and slaughtered, but I mean, that was white folks that came from America that went to Texas, which was part of Mexico at the time. And you just can't go to another country just take your land. And that's what Americans who went to Texas became Texans, and they wanted to be their own state and all this foolishness. That's where the Alamo. That's why all that started, man. I mean, Texas is gonna give you the history they want, but the fact of the matter, that's why you research history to find out. I mean, it was real bogus, like a $6 bill with the Alamo and everything else. But again, you got people still believing it, like there was white folks who got slaughtered by Mexicans. That's not true. They put up a fight, and the Mexicans said, no, you can't. We don't mind you being here. We welcome you as Texans. You was part of Texas, which is part of Mexico, but all of a sudden you want to be independent from us, and Mexico said, no, you ain't doing that. And that's history, bro.
Well, they mad at him because he has 300, as of yesterday, I don't know what it is today, but I'll probably go and look at it, $318,312 for his legal defense. So people started donating to Carmelo Anthony instead of the other twin, and his brother is pissed because he has more money than his brother does. And I was saying to myself, evidently somebody sees that this was self-defense instead of him just, pulling out a knife and stabbing your brother. Something's
I think it's more to it. Sometimes it's a narrative being pushed to make that young man look bad, but I think it's going to come out, hopefully. But he's going to need every dollar he can because, sometimes just because you're right doesn't mean you have people that's going to be right with you on juries. But I just hope that these kids get people that's really going to tell the truth and don't be intimidated, because I'm sure some people are going to be intimidated telling the truth,
Yeah, we'll see. I think it's going to be that there's something about this case that Carmelo Anthony, well, let me read this to you. It said that when it happened, he said, it's not alleged. Said it's in quotes here, I did it after his arrest. But he's claiming he acted in self-defense. So that's the part that made me go, wait a minute. Were they bullying him? Evidently it was.
Not Jerome, could I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
And again, I may be wrong, but okay, just imagine I have a fight with someone else, and maybe I have a gun or knife, what have you, and I kill the other individual. I mean, is it where I have to prove life that my life was really in danger? I mean, I can't say, well, I got attacked and I just stabbed him or shot him and killed him. Is it something that has to show where your life was really in danger?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think that's the thing. I mean, you have to prove. I mean,
if you pull out a gun and you shoot somebody, that's murder. And to get it to get it from being murder. I mean,
if you attack me, I can't just go shoot you because Gerard attacked me. I mean, Gerard didn't have no gun, and Gerard just fist fight me with my butt. So
if I attack you, you can shoot me. You can shoot me.
Oh, I can? I can, Gerard? Okay.
If I attack you, yeah, that's self-defense.
I got you.
So, yeah, you can. You just have to prove it.
But I thought the legalese was that I had to show witnesses had to show that even though Elmo attacked Gerard. Gerard had a weapon. Well, Gerard didn't have a weapon, but I kill you. But law is so funny, Gerard. You know.
No. Don't make me go get my attorney.
See.
See if I get the attorney on the air, but we'll see. We shall see. But it's a whole lot more to this case.
All right, brother.
It's a whole lot more to
yes,
this case.
Yes, it is, buddy. It is.
Yes,
okay.
All right, Mr. Elmore, have a good weekend,
all right, buddy. Have a nice weekend now.
Huh?
You too, brother. All right, man. Bye.
All right. All right, we got more coming up, y'all. News is next.
Campus of Xavier University. WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know with BIN News. The Supreme Court ruled President Trump can fire 2 independent agency watchdogs, reversing a lower court decision. Affected are members of the National Labor Relations Board and Merit Systems Protection Board. Arguments from the officials' lawyers will be heard next. New York City Mayor Eric Adams allows ICE to set up an office at Rikers Island for criminal investigations. Critics, including Black City Council Speaker Adrian Adams, say this endangers New Yorkers and supports Trump's deportation policies. Transgender pilot Joe Ellis sues conservative influencer Matt Wallace for falsely linking her to the D.C. plane crash that killed 67 people. Wallace's viral posts led Ellis to fear for her safety, requiring private security. And a Minecraft movie is set to dominate the box office again, expected to make $65 to $82 million this weekend. It debuted with $162 million, the best opening of the year. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. 504-582-9422 is my number. I am talking about the Carmelo Anthony issue in Texas, where he having a issue with 2 twins. They said they're about 200 pounds apiece, football players, and Carmelo Anthony pulls a gun as he's fighting one of them. His name is Austin Metcalf. Said that each one of them was 200 pounds plus. And they stabbed Austin Metcalf. So here's my comparison. Y'all ready for this one? Maybe I'm reaching for straws. But here's my comparison. You all know and probably remember when they put the Mendez brothers in jail because they shot and killed the mom and daddy with sawed-off shotguns. And then came back and said, good that they're gone because they abused you sexually. Said the daddy was abusing them sexually, right? Said the mama knew about it and she didn't do anything to protect those boys. So one day they just got tired of it as they got older, walked into the house, grabbed daddy's gun, opened up the bedroom door where they both were, and shot and killed both of them in cold blood. The problem that I have with this whole scenario of the Mendez brothers that are now being taken up by those saying, we need to let him free. We need to let him free. I kind of want to tell the district attorney, hell no, don't let him go. No. Well, Gerard, you got to have some compassion. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. Why you don't? I'm glad somebody asked. You don't have enough for us. We have men and women that end up with life sentences with no parole. Y'all deny their parole over and over and over and over and over and over again. And how many times they got to put a charge for requesting for leniency and requesting for somebody to hand them some good some good clothes, some cigarettes, some type of something, putting some money on their books. And those black men end up staying in jail forever. I don't care what little crazy little bumpkin done fell in love with one of the Mendez brothers because he writing you and paying you attention and call you baby, 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 baby. Come on. I don't care which one you done fell in love with. Let's get some leniency. Wait a minute. Y'all got black men that stay in jail. Ain't no leniency. Y'all don't let them out. You keep them in there forever if you ain't putting them in the chair now. Right? But you want me to take cold-blooded murderers and have some leniency with them? Because Becky done fell in love with one of them. And you got Kim Kardashian saying, let him out. Let him out. Am I wrong? These black men are in here dying. I am not advocating for them as far as what they did or who they did it with. I'm sitting here saying, wait a minute. When did we start having these conversations about letting the Mendez brothers out? For what? They killed in cold blood their mama and daddy. That is double homicide. You should have life without parole until the day you die. And then they need to bury you back there in the swamp somewhere. No. They shouldn't have any type of leniency. You not giving any of these black men leniency. Hell, we just saw one get damn murdered last week because we put him to death. So is that where we are? No, they shouldn't let him out. I'm with the district attorney. No, not because I don't think that they have paid their debt to society. Because if you can't do it for us, what make them so special? Because they got little Becky's running behind them saying, oh, let him out. Let him out. He wrote me a letter. And he said he loved me. What? Let them out. They paid their debt to say that they've been in there 30 years. They ain't dead yet? Because that's what y'all doing to black men. I don't hear that same argument for black men. Black men go to jail, stay in jail, get 6 times for parole, and they wear them out. They got to go to a doggone dang rodeo and go against a beast to try to get enough money or something so they can hire an attorney. As they come up deformed, because they were daggone impaled by the horns of a doggone steer. Please. I know how mean this sounds. But is it the truth? I don't see that same type of interaction with the district attorney's office, with those that are the only folks that I see that advocating for black males that may not have done the crime in the first place and should be out and may be innocent are those groups that's called the Innocent Project. I don't see Kim Kardashian running around and saying, you know, he's innocent. I don't see these folks saying jack. And you want me to be on the bandwagon to let the Mendez brothers, they got life. You a lifer, dude. The both of y'all. Well, you know, they have been strategically put in a position where they're helping people to overcome these situations. Good for you. But you still ain't getting out. I'm glad you reformed. But you killed your mama and daddy. What kind of crap is that? And you trying to tell me now to let him out? Well, let him out for what? He wrote to me and said what? How much he's reformed? How much? No, how much he's deformed. I just don't hear that same conversation for those men that are being let out of prison that are African American because they didn't do it. You don't have the DNA. You don't have no fingerprints. You don't have nothing. You just happen to be in the neighborhood and they done drug you and beat your body to death for the daggone issue. There is something wrong in the scenario that I'm putting toward you. And I hope that everybody understands why I'm using this scenario. The Mendez brothers said that they were sexually abused by their daddy. Okay. But what does that have to do with letting them out? I'm supposed to go, you know what? Oh, Lord, y'all were playing Peter the Pumpkin Eater. And I'm supposed to go, yeah, let him out. Do you know how much trauma black families go through with the African-American male that's supposed to be the head of the daggone family being taken off the street, put in jail, no chance of parole, and he got to do 20, 30, 40 years before the Innocent Project go, hey, we got your case. You didn't do this. Nah. Kim Kardashian cute and everything, but girl, you need to go sit down. Sit down. Well, they didn't do it. Yes, they did. They said they did it. They did it. Well, they were having issues. How many issues do you have? They were having some type of issue. Well, 20, 30 years in jail ought to straighten that issue out. I should have straightened them out. And if they ain't straightened out, let them sit in there a little bit longer. They'll get straightened out. We have the ability to voice our opinions every single day. And if you don't, and if you don't, this is a problem. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. Didn't they like deny? I'm trying to think. What's the man name? Let me look it up real quick. Henry Montgomery and Leola Harris in Alabama. A 71-year-old man whose case was central to a Supreme Court decision on juvenile offenders was denied parole by the Louisiana board. His case involved a killing that occurred when he was a juvenile. Now he's 71 and they denied him. It happened when he was a kid. Despite his age and some positive reports from within the parish or prison system, he was denied. 71-year-old woman with medical conditions. Also, she was relying on 71-year-old, and she was having dialysis at least, 3 to 5 times a day. She was denied medical parole in Alabama. She had already served 19 years of her sentence, despite her age and the need for medical care. In few cases, 71-year-old individuals have been denied parole, including Henry Montgomery in Louisiana and Leola Harris in Alabama. Montgomery's case involved a previous U.S. Supreme Court decision on juvenile offenders. Harris's denial was despite her medical conditions. She had already served 19 years. Can you imagine? Now, this is going to be sounding really bad for some of those who had done this type of time before. But can you imagine, for all of those that never been to jail, never got locked up in a cell, can you imagine that your buddy is going to lick through their head and your toes? He's going to lick your feet. And here's another question for you. Oh, baby, you're going to love this one. Y'all remember the days when they said something was going to the Supreme Court? You'd be like, you going to get it now? You going to get it now? But how do you really feel now about the Supreme Court? with this case that's coming up, with the cases that have gone in front of them already, and then you already got the folks that said he didn't do it, somebody else did it. Yes, indeed. I just can't fathom them letting these boys out and having them to do anything. And I hate to make this issue where it has gotten to the point where I have to look at this racially. And somebody could call and tell me too, it's you're wrong, G. You're wrong. You're wrong. No, I really am not. This young boy is only 17 years old? I'm talking about Carmelo Anthony. And he has been, this whole story of what has happened while he stabbed this boy is not being told. And if somebody don't tell it, he will be in there until he's 71 years old. He will. Brother Mims.
Yeah. Can you hear me, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me say this to you. Trump been in office less than 50 days, and I don't have no faith. We have a problem we have a governor that acts like he a proud boy. We got a president that I never met Hitler, but I can imagine now he wants a executive everything. I mean, damn, well, what's going on? But let me say this: I'm not surprised by the Supreme Court. I'm not fond of them. My brother, we got problems. We got problems, and we got to stay on top of this, man, because it ain't gonna get no better. It's gonna get worse.
Yep.
I go in the store and I look at the prices, bro. It's ridiculous, bro. So I'm gonna I'm gonna get off, bro. Hey, bro, listen, I'm going to the victims.
Going to the vigil tonight on Bayou St. John?
I'll be there.
Okay, I'll see you over there.
All right. I love you much, bro. You see it. I'm proud of you, man. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. We need to take a break. Yeah, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have some more conversation. Get you ready for some more in just a minute here. I need to know how you feel about this. 504-582-9422. I know folks, you're hanging out and doing stuff and enjoying the weather and going to the festivals and all this. But have you done a comparison that the Mendez brothers are getting all this white girl support? I hate to say it that way, but it's true. They're saying to get them out of jail. But you cold-cocked a shotgun to kill your mom and daddy. And then said you did it. Well, we were sexually abused. But yet, this young man, Carmelo Anthony, is saying there's more to this stabbing that happened, and he was being bullied, and we don't believe him. And y'all like, put him in jail. Put him in jail. I saw about 3 or 4 folks on social media, black folks, not knowing what the story is, not paying attention to the story. They were like, yeah, put him in jail. Don't you want to know before you make that decision? I think you should. All right, y'all, we'll take the break here. We'll come back. We'll have some more conversation with you in just a few minutes, y'all. Get you ready for the weekend, baby. Yes, indeed. More coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support in style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
Connect with NOLA Public Schools. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and X for the latest updates. Sign up for District Digest, our official newsletter where we share district achievements, celebrate student successes, and keep you informed about our vision of providing a high-quality education. And don't miss our school board meetings. Watch in person or live stream on YouTube. Stay informed, stay engaged. Visit NOLAPublicSchools.com today. Again, that's NOLAPublicSchools.com.
Welcome to Chemical of the Month by the community scientists at Rise St. James. This month, we spotlight phthalates, chemicals added to plastics, especially PVC, to make them more flexible and durable. But there's more. Research shows phthalates may disrupt hormones, affect reproductive health, and contribute to environmental pollution impacting our communities. Join us as we explore how these additives shape our everyday lives and the world around us. For more details, visit risestjames.org. Empower your knowledge with Rise.
This is Andronika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. My number is 504-582-9422. That's 504-582-9422. I was actually reading some of this stuff as it was going on. 71-year-old Henry Montgomery and 71-year-old Leola Harris. Both are in jail and have been lifers. You know, they have had the previous Supreme Court decisions, juvenile offenders, and more. And said the medical conditions and the fact that she had already served 19 years were there. I don't know what to do now. What do you mean you don't know what to do, Gerard? I made my case, right? So if this is going to go down this way, and we as a people allow social media Beckys to turn social media into the playroom of making decisions, judicial decisions on two young men that are now grown-ass men that killed their mama and their daddy. But yet, they want us to be like, oh, he murdered my son. He murdered that son, that young man, and yada, yada. I'm like, wait a minute. Carmelo Anthony saying there's more to this story than what's being told. His dad is saying there's more to this story than what's being told. Well, what's being told? They are saying that Carmelo Anthony went to this tent that he was under during a storm after track, and that those two young boys were bullying him. He wasn't bullying them. They were bullying him. And when they wanted to go and put their hands on them, Carmelo Anthony said, don't put your hands on me. Don't put your hands on me. Don't touch me. Because I'll show you better than I can tell you. And they did. And he stabbed him. Well, your brother picked you up off of the daggone concrete and held you and was like, Lord Jesus, that's my brother. He losing too much blood. And he died. So now everybody's saying, oh, you murderer. Because he was supposed to be a pillar in the community. Well, he's a pillar in the community. Well, maybe we need to wrap our arms around somebody else. Because I really don't feel that if Leola Harris, who's a 71-year-old in jail currently, and she's in jail with medical conditions, including using a wheelchair and relying on dialysis. She was denied medical parole in Alabama. 71-year-old woman with medical conditions. And guess who denied him parole? Louisiana. All right. So, in my last segment of news that you guys don't know, I knew this yesterday, but we got so caught up into conversation pieces about other things with that civil service issue. I wanted to make sure that I put this out too, because yesterday, Oliver Thomas, the councilman, made sure that he did something that was, I think, strategic in getting young men and women out of jail. You say what? Yes. He did something strategic. And that was authoring the first bill ever in the city of New Orleans to go through that would take incarcerated men and women and do something for them. He's the only one. Nobody else would touch it. Is that wrong? He's the only one. They ever did it. Ever. Josh.
Hey, what's up, Gerard?
What's going on with you?
Thanks for taking my call. Did I hear you right? You said that some folks said lock that kid up.
Oh, that's what they all saying now.
Some black folks?
Yeah. Lock him up because they're only getting the story that's being told to them. I blame them, but I don't blame them. I blame them because they're saying lock him up. The untold story, which is the part that everybody needs to know about.
All I can say to that, man, white man did a good job on them black people in Texas to say that idiotic stuff. To me, the kid is almost a modern-day Nat Turner. For him to bring a knife, meaning that he was already threatened before, and he prepared himself. And for him to bring a knife also to mean that he didn't get any help.
Right.
So that was he did that as a last resort. So I don't see where the problem come in at. Only thing he could be possibly charged with to me is bringing a weapon to school. It wasn't at school. I think it was at a school event, though, right?
I think that they're getting ready for school to be school is still in, but I just think they were getting ready for their track meets.
Okay, but if having it on school grounds,
on one of the other schools.
They might try to get him with that one.
Well, he was one of the teams. He was on one of the teams that was invited to the track meet.
Okay. So that's the only charge I can see he could be charged with, bringing a weapon to that. But as far as self-defending yourself, no, he didn't know what them two white dudes were going to do to him. He didn't know they wasn't going to kill him or whatnot. He had to, if the shoe was reversed, if it was reversed, if that kid was white, they'd have brought him to Burger King first.
Mm-hmm.
Then arrested him, and he would have been home that night.
Mm-hmm.
And doing an interview from his house with his dad. Even though that kid's dad said that his son was a knucklehead
that
was killed. His brother even said this. But because it happened in the state of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, anywhere in the South is bad for us.
Yeah.
And Kim Kardashian, she just doing anything for attention. I'm not. That's all she's doing. She don't have. This is all Kanye West's fault. She don't know what to do with her life now because Kanye is gone.
Oh, Lord.
Crazy.
You done blamed
So
on
now
Kanye, bro. Oh, Lord.
This is all Kanye West's fault because he made this monster. He helped this HBCU vagina girl get a lot. He gave her attention. She got some money and fame out the deal, and now all of a sudden she won't go help her neighbors because I think they was probably raised in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
As Menendez boys.
Yeah.
So
you might be right.
yeah, so she was going to help her neighbors. That's it. If anything, this is job for like supposedly the Carters because I think Jay-Z says what he does, right? Justice reform, helping folks like that kid fight for their lives in the system. So this one they're supposed to swoop down and come fight Kim Kardashian. Well, they ain't really fighting Kim Kardashian.
Nope.
But they're supposed to swoop down and come help this kid too, probably in Texas.
Well, what has been indicated to me that they're going to help him is the fact that he now has over $300,000 in his GoFundMe account for him to be able to get a defense attorney. But
that's good.
Right. But my point is to everybody else that looks at this and says, "Oh no, this kid is nothing but a thug," and what's happening here is the fact that you haven't begun to even see the defense. They got money.
Yeah. To beat stuff people like this is almost like what Michael Jackson did in the state of California. You got to try to outspend them.
Mm-hmm.
To make it even a fair trial. You got to try to outspend them.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that could probably happen for the kid. But for anyone to just assume that this dude is a bad dude, I don't see no bad in fighting for your life.
No.
Self-defense. If he brought that knife to school, that means he was preparing for something. That means something had happened to him prior to this happening.
Yeah.
Nobody brings a knife and say, well, you never know, two white dudes might try to jump.
Never know.
Nobody does that.
No.
Nobody does that.
All right, Josh. Thank you,
right,
my friend. Appreciate you much.
No
Have a good weekend.
No problem.
All right.
You too, man.
All right. Ty, you back?
What's going on, D?
Where you was? I said, Ty.
How you doing? I accidentally hung you up before, but no, I've been following that case very, very closely.
Have you noticed it, though? Have you noticed it to the point where, when they first came out, they were like, oh, this thug came in here and he stabbed and killed my son and yada, 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 yada.
Immediately. It's like they didn't wait for any details and anything. All they saw was a black boy and a white boy.
Right.
And, the funny thing is, and I guess, I don't know, some people may have felt the same or whatever, but that discerning spirit, the minute I saw the twin that's still living, when he started talking, it just felt weird. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't even feel right. And then it was like they just immediately went on a press tour. Like, the dad, the brother, and then he was saying that he was holding the brother when he passed away to find out that wasn't at all the case. It was just weird. And it was like they were waiting for a chance to vilify this young man. But if this boy who has a 4.0 average, who is a star athlete and all of that, if he went to a track meet with a weapon, then to me that's telling you something else had to be going on there. That happened prior to or what have you. And then for
this
me,
ain't the first time that it happened.
They weren't even track athletes.
This is not the first time that it happened. So, what do we do?
I'm sorry, G, again?
Well, what do you think we do?
Wait a minute, my phone. I'm sorry to put you off of the Bluetooth. But no, they weren't even track athletes. So why were they even there?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's, I just really pray that the young man gets justice and all that needs to come out comes out, because I just think that there's way more to the story. But of course, in true Texas fashion, they do everything big, even racism.
Yes, indeed. He said they do everything bad, including racism?
No, everything big. They say
big.
everything is big in Texas.
Yes, indeed. Well, it caught my attention, and I haven't heard the network say it, but it caught my attention to make me go, wait a minute. They've been bullying this boy.
Yep.
How come nobody even said it?
Nobody. But I just think that it's just too easy for them to say. That's what I think it is. I think it's too easy for them, or not too easy, but it's too hard for them to come out and say it, because what I'm saying, it's white boys. They're good kids.
Yep.
But the dad and mom both know who they raised. And I think their biggest mistake, which is what the attorney is going to pounce on, is that they started doing those interviews as quickly as they did.
But the dad was doing the interview. The dad was doing the interview.
Right.
Saying I had a good boy. He ain't never say nothing about no bullying. He ain't never said nothing about the previous case.
Nope.
He said, I had a good boy, and now he's gone. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and if you notice on one of the interviews when it was the mom and the other twin, he at one point he told the mom to shush. He was like, shh. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was that she was saying that she shouldn't have been saying or whatever. But, yeah.
Well.
So I just think that we need to be prepared for the black folks in Texas that are on this young man's side. They need to be prepared for whatever is going to happen, because I do believe that justice is going to be served. And, the folks are going to be mad. They're going to be real mad.
Now, here go the question. Do you think that the folks sitting on this side of the screen are going to hear what happened to the other side of the screen? And if they did, are they rallying up to get a posse together?
That's a good question. I mean, given their track record, I wouldn't be surprised. And given the fact that they really basically have been given, the opportunity to do whatever they want to do as far as race relations are concerned, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
And then, I just looked at it and said, wait a minute, hold on. The other folks are beating down the door to try to let the Mendez brothers go.
Yep. The double standards, man, they're thick. They're really thick. But I don't know. It's just so, we're in the upside down. That's all I can say. We're literally in the upside down.
Yeah. I agree. We're upside down, but how do you fix it? That's the question.
But we have to be willing to have the conversations and to fix it, and that's where I think the disconnect is. I don't think that people are willing to have the conversations. I don't think put it this way: nobody wants to be uncomfortable, right? Nobody wants to have their reality shook. Everybody wants to stay in the pocket that they're in and be comfortable in that.
But somebody got to shake it up.
Unfortunately, in order for us to fix it, we have to become uncomfortable.
Yeah. Because this ain't going to be the only one.
No, not at all. Especially not now in this day and age.
Not going to be the only one. And I don't know any other way to say this to the people that if you got friends down in Texas, you need to be calling them and asking them, hey, you know these folks? What are they saying? Or what is being said in the general area so the word will pass around.
Right. Yeah, they have to galvanize themselves, because at this point you really don't know what's to come. Because, like I said, I believe that justice is going to be served because the evidence is going to be provided, to free the young man. But as far as everything else, it's just that could be a very dangerous situation.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Some folks don't mind this being a dangerous situation. They're looking for it.
Right. I agree. And most of those folks don't look like us.
Right. They're looking for it. So, she said some of them folks don't, and most of them don't look like us.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't think I was going to be by myself on this, but I can tell you, this one, I'm hoping they do right by this boy and don't put him in jail saying you got second-degree murder charges on him.
Right. Yeah, because I know one of the initial reports was they were saying premeditated because he brought it there. But again, you don't know what this young man has been dealing with, and the fact that these two boys should not have even been under the tent at all.
Right.
They were not track athletes. And then I've also heard people say, he should have been under his own school tent. No, I've run track. I know what a rain delay is. And you go to wherever the first tent is. It's not just your school tent. You could be anywhere on that field practicing. So whatever tent is near you, that's the tent that you go under.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just, like I said, I just pray for the young man and his family. And also pray for the young man that passed away. I'm not wishing ill on anybody. And his family, it's just sad that we already see what this is gearing up to be.
Yep.
That's the sad part, is that we've been here long enough and, we've seen enough to know.
Yep. It's getting ready to be an ugly fight. So.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And I just hope that we're prepared in the way that we need to be prepared.
Yeah. All right, Miss Ty,
Wait, let me say this right quick, G. Mm-mm. Right quick. Giannis Jacobs Playground tomorrow between 10 and 1. Healthy Home Spring Celebration. You guys are going to have games, food, giveaways, raffles for everybody that comes out. So I know French Quarter Fest is tomorrow, but this is 10 to 1, so you can get out there and still head to French Quarter Fest. Johnny Jacobs Playground.
Yep, there you go. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you.
All right, y'all. Have a good
weekend.
Bye-bye.
All right, 504-582-9422. Are you all following this? And yes, Shannon, it's Frisco. I'm hoping that everybody's following this because I'm getting text messages from folks that are saying, "What y'all talking about?" I'll read the story in just a bit. More coming up, y'all. Everybody will tell you.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. The Supreme Court just told the Trump administration it must facilitate the return of Kilmar Albrego Garcia, a Maryland father wrongly deported to El Salvador, where he's now locked in a notorious prison. But here's the catch. The court stopped short of saying he has to actually be brought back. The ruling keeps a federal judge's order in place while asking her to clarify how far the government must go. The original judge had told the administration to effectuate his return, but the high court said that language might go too far. So now, Trump officials have to show what they're doing to fix their mistake. Albrego's 2019 immigration ruling barred his deportation due to gang threats. Yet ICE agents shipped him out anyway. And now, DOJ claims he's MS-13. His lawyers say that's bogus. He's got no criminal record and 3 kids with special needs here in the U.S. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
Hey, let me talk to y'all about a public health crisis that we can't afford to ignore or debate. It's a message that is specifically addressed to parents and those of us concerned about the welfare of all children. Measles is back, folks. Not in the pages of a history book, no, not in a faraway country, but right here across our cities, in our schools, in our neighborhoods. To date, there have been 607 cases reported in 22 regions across the country. 505 of those cases infecting unvaccinated children in Texas, our neighbor state just west of us, where 2 children have already died from the disease. This highly contagious disease, which we once had on the ropes thanks to modern medicine, is now spreading like wildfire again. And let's be clear, it's not spreading because science failed us. It's spreading because we failed to listen to science. Unvaccinated children, through no fault of their own, are now on the front lines of a health emergency. Some are too young to be vaccinated. Others are unprotected because of choices made by parents who were influenced by fear, misinformation, or mistrust. These children are vulnerable, and measles isn't just a rash and a fever. It can cause pneumonia, brain swelling, and even death. The science about this is unambiguous. The MMR vaccine is, in fact, safe, effective, and crucial to stopping this disease in its tracks. Yet, despite overwhelming evidence, vaccine skepticism continues to grow among those who initially questioned the COVID-19 vaccine's effectiveness. Fueled by social media myths and discredited studies cited by prominent people who, above all else, should know better. One of the most infamous skeptics was Robert Kennedy Jr., now the National Secretary of Health, if you can believe that. But at last, Kennedy is now urging parents to get their kids vaccinated against measles. This isn't just a personal choice anymore, it's a public risk, because when vaccination rates fall, herd immunity breaks down. What's that? Well, that means even vaccinated individuals, and especially the immunocompromised, are at greater risk. No, this is not the time to be ambivalent. It's time to speak plainly. Choosing not to vaccinate is not a harmless decision. It has real consequences. It endangers the lives of others, particularly the most defenseless among us. So, what can we do? Well, we start by using common sense and returning to facts. We need strong leadership from health officials, honest conversations in our communities, and policies that protect the common good. Schools and public institutions must take a stand. Vaccination should be the absolute rule, not the exception. To the parents who are hesitant, I urge all of you, talk to your doctor, please. Look at the data, understand the stakes. Vaccination isn't just about protecting your child, it's about protecting all of us. This outbreak is a warning for all of us to listen to science and do what's right. For the health of your child, for your neighbor, for your community. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
Jazz Fest 2025 is almost here. Don't miss Lil Wayne and The Roots, Lenny Kravitz, Burna Boy, Thames, Patti LaBelle, Trombone Shorty, Gladys Knight, Babyface, Tank and the Bangers, Branford Marsalis, Kamasi Washington, The Wailers, featuring Julian Marley, Ledisi Sings Nina, and hundreds more at the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. Presented by Shell, April 24th through May 4th. Tickets and info at nojazzfest.com. Miller Lite, official sponsor of Jazz Fest.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
Talk That Knoll Education is all about awareness. Join us in congratulating Dr. Fatima Fulmore as the newly selected superintendent of New Orleans Public Schools. Be sure to tune in every Monday at 12:30 p.m. on 12:30 a.m. for Talk That Knoll Education.
I'm Wendell Pierce. Thanks for making WBOK your station. WBOK.
The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. The final few minutes here before we get out of here. As y'all can probably tell, this story bothered me. To hear that this young man had everything going for him, and the media, not the police, the media already prosecuted this boy, this young man, and said that he was a thug and he did this and he brought a knife. And his dad, the twin boys, the dad was on the news. Hey, how do you go to a track meet with a knife and yiddy. Ain't nobody asked what happened prior to? Wasn't there a fight prior to? Because I'm hearing that they had, this ain't the first time they met. Well, he may not have known him, but evidently this boy didn't feel safe But will all that come out or no? Will it be stipend? Will it be shh? You gotta be quiet. Don't tell nobody what happened. Don't tell. Shh. Will we hear it? We probably will hear it. We probably will hear it. And I'm hoping that they're going to treat him correctly. I'm hoping that they will treat him correctly. Something else that just came out, and I was like, boy, your president, boy, getting his way. Coming out of Jenna, Louisiana, today. I need to give you this information before I go. An immigration judge on today agreed with the Trump administration that Mahmoud Khalil, the Columbia University student, activist, and legal permanent resident, was accused of speaking badly about the United States helping Israel and speaking bad about it and yada, yada, yada. They done kidnapped this boy from New York and they went to court. And they have agreed that the administration should be deporting Mahmoud Khalil. I would not be surprised if he ain't already on the plane before they change their mind. I would not be surprised if he already deported. So it is what it is. All right, folks. Coming up on Monday, Dr. Shepard should be in the house with us again. I got to tell you about my, I had a great conversation with a couple of folks. And what I will try to do and interview him next week, because I know I had to do these stories today because they're going to be old next week. I will try to make sure that I interview the councilman in his position as councilman, not as a candidate for anything, Oliver Thomas, and talk to him on what he had put together. I mentioned it. I had a couple of folks that called me about it too. It was the first time that it had been brought to the city council, but he passed the first ordinance to protect formerly incarcerated folks from discrimination in the city of New Orleans. It's a charter change, and that goes to the voters in October. So that's going to happen in October. It's going to be on the ballot. So we're going to ask him about it. So make sure that you are listening to us on Monday. Dr. Shepard should also be here on Monday. Probably on Friday of next week, there's going to be a vote coming up in May. I don't know if you all are prepared. Probably in the city of New Orleans, one thing, which will be a millage. That millage is one that you already have. It's a continuation millage, and it's with the sheriff's office to help with the budgeting over at the sheriff's office. So I'm going to have, because I got a little favor. I'm going to have the warden. I'm going to have the young lady who is the financial person. I'm going to have the sheriff and anybody else I didn't think of to come over here and sit down next week and let's go over this millage. More than likely, it will be Friday. I'm thinking that it will be. More than likely, it will be next Friday. Are we here for next Friday? Ain't that Good Friday? Are we not here for a Good Friday? You trying to tell me that Jeff and Troy are going to let us off? Huh? Yeah. You two. Are we working for Good Friday? We don't know. I don't know. I'll find out, y'all. I'm just trying to put together these shows so that we'll know more about the information that is needed. But I think next Friday is Good Friday, right? It is Good Friday. Man, you know them dudes ain't gonna let us off. Them dudes. Them dudes is listening right now. Let me be quiet. All right, y'all, that's going to wrap things up for me. Appreciate you. Love you like a play cousin. We will see you. All the folks going out to the festivals, hold on to your cash. Use your credit cards. Use your debit cards. But make sure that you're careful, all right? All the folks headed out to the North Shore, going out to the Strawberry Festival. Be cool. Watch how you drive, because y'all know it's a couple of tricky spots out there headed out to Hammond in that area. Pascagoula. Not Pascagoula. Is that Pascagoula? Yeah, in that area. Y'all be quiet. Y'all just be cool. Drive safely. I'll see you on Monday. Dr. Shepard will be here with us, y'all. Y'all have a great weekend.
Have you heard the secret of what New Orleans is talking about?